Thank you. I am so happy to introduce Lansing's first payment for reparations to the Justice League of Greater Lansing to repair the breach in human relationships caused by the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. And with me is Prince Solace, the president of the Justice League, and Willie Bryan, the founder of the Justice League, is on our YouTube stream, so everybody wave to Willie. And you all know our own Betty Sanford is also on the advisory board of the Justice League. And these people are creating a new model for social justice. Now, reparations, of course, is not new. Ever since 1619, African Americans have been demanding reparations for being kidnapped from Africa and everything that followed: Jim Crow, lynching, exclusion from the Federal Housing Act and the GI Bill, the prison industrial complex. Their appeals have largely gone unanswered. But what is new is the existence of the Justice League, which gives us an opportunity to participate in reparations right here in our own community. Let me provide just a little context. In 1965, James Reeb, Unitarian Universalist minister, was called by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to come to Selma, Alabama and march with Dr. King. And he had to decide whether to answer yes or no. He answered yes, and of course he died there along with many other people who secured civil rights. In 2023, Prince and Willie metaphorically knocked on the door of this church and asked us, will you help us close the racial wealth gap? And that was our moment. We had to decide, are we going to say yes or no? And several dozen of us decided that the answer had to be yes. And since then, we've been working to educate the church about reparations. Now, in spite of our efforts, for some of you, this will be the first time you've heard about this, and you're probably thinking, I really support racial justice, but are you doing something with my money that I don't know about? So just a quick reminder, here's how it works. Every year in a congregational meeting, we all approve a budget for this church consisting almost entirely of nothing but staff salaries. And then we go out and pledge to cover that budget, and hopefully we pledge enough to accomplish that. And there's no mention of reparations in that budget. So how are we participating then? George Thornton was a longtime member of this church, along with many other members of this church, and in fact, all of the churches in the Greater Lansing area that are currently supporting the Justice League. They founded the Peace Education Center. George died in 2007 at the age of 99. But before that, he and his wife, Jerry, made a large donation to this church. It went into a restricted fund to be used exclusively for peace and social justice purposes. And there it sat, accruing interest and waiting for a worthy cause. So when we approached Reverend Neal and asked, how can we participate in reparations, he said, consider the Thornton Fund. So we started contributing to that, and we actually doubled the size of the Thornton Fund. Now, a lot of you will want to give immediately to the Justice League, and so let me just say this. September's Pledge Drive Month in this church, the only way we can support the Justice League or the Refugee Development Center or the Southside Community Kitchen is if we exist. And sometimes that's tenuous. So in September, I want you to pledge to the church. And in, yes. And in January, we will have a special plate drive exclusively for the Justice League, and that'll be the time to write more checks for that. So we've got the slide with the names of people who we know about, who contributed on the screen right now. I know a lot of other people contributed, But if you wrote your check to the Justice League, then the church couldn't cash your check, so your name's not on the books, and we might have missed you. So if you pledged or gave to the Justice League and your name's not on there, would you stand up? Oh, we did. There we go. Yep. Thank you so much. And so let's see the pledge check. So this is amazing. Over $70,000. I am absolutely flabbergasted. We thought we'd raise $15,000. This is just incredible. And the Justice League's endowment has now grown to the point they're actually able to make those reparation payments. And so Prince Solace is going to tell us about that now.
Thank you, Marcus. Good morning, everyone. As Marcus stated, my name is Prince Solace. I serve as Director of Congregational Life and Community Outreach at Lansing First Presbyterian Church, and I'm also currently serving as President for the Justice League of Greater Lansing, Michigan. I remind myself that reparations for the descendants of enslaved African Americans is a 400-year-old broken promise that the Justice League of Greater Lansing is simply trying to breathe new life into. The founder of the Justice League, Willie Bryan, laid the blueprint for a faith-based reparations model in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd and after witnessing the health disparities faced by the Black community throughout the pandemic. When Willie's home church, Lansing First Presbyterian, asked, "What can we do to help with the systemic disparities?" Willie responded, "Reparations." When Willie called and asked for my support, I knew that we were going to have some mountains to climb. But I devoted myself to being a shepherd in repairing the breach. I've lived, worked, and served in Lansing my entire life. Therefore, this project is very dear to me, and I dedicate a deep sense of loyalty. At the core of repairing the breach lies education, but more importantly, the action that trails education. So, thank you, UU, for being proactive with this education. Your commitment to repairing the breach reminds me of the power of the church, but also the value of wisdom and the righting of the wrong. Willie is currently in Greenville, Mississippi, and she couldn't be here today, but she wanted to share her gratitude. And so I have a statement that I'm going to read to you all. In the spirit of Willie, good morning, UUC. I regret not being able to be physically present with you. However, my spiritual and emotional presence is very much in attendance with you today. The Justice League of Greater Lansing, Michigan is very excited to partner with you as we together are repairing the breach caused by slavery and its aftermath. Your effort in this regard are commendable, and I applaud and embrace your commitment to racial reconciliation, structural repair, and freedom for all in the Greater Lansing area. The UUC has been a part of this dream of righting the wrong in the Greater Lansing area with the Justice League from its early inception. I'm elated today to see that you have proudly made that monumental step of making the dream come true. Thank you for your bravery and love, Willie Bryan. And so this year was our first year allocating reparations. We allocated 10 scholarships, 5,000 each, to 10 students who live and reside in the Greater Lansing region, descendants of enslaved African Americans. And of course, we couldn't do this work without the community, without the different denominations that are involved, and of course, members from our advisory council like Betty Sanford and our board of directors. So thank you so much. There's a video that we're going to show here, And this video is a congratulatory video that was presented by the Mandela Washington Fellows. The Mandela Washington Fellows are 25 scholars visiting from Africa, from 18 different countries, and the Justice League partnered with them this past summer. And I informed them about the weight of the work that we do, and they related, it resonated, and so what you're getting ready to watch is that congratulatory video. So, thank you again.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
Haley, you are the healer, creating a better world by putting patients first.
Jakayla, you are the caregiver, using compassion to heal forgotten communities.
Joseph, you are the believer, fearlessly walking in the light of God towards a brighter future.
Marvin, you are the torchbearer, the one who paves the way for others.
Anja, you're a healer, reaching people's minds, hearts, and souls, and restoring hope.
Lydia, you are a visionary, taking care of our children to ensure our future.
Olivia, you are the advocate, ready to balance the scales of society.
Zachary, you are the storyteller, ready to impact the world with your positive representation.
Nala, you are the artist, a creator of worlds we haven't even imagined yet.
Braylon, you are the change maker, building the next generation of leaders.
Joseph, I see you.
Marvin, the Akborn.
Jakayla, nakupenda.
Zachary, ndekumona.
Lydia, Exinio.
Braylon, Kisnala.
Olivia, ndakuona.
Nala, Kiaubona.
Anja, Aneni.
Haley, Skivik. Welcome home.
Welcome to the